On 2009, January 3rd, evening 6:15, on that day, a big thing happened. The Bitcoin transaction broke out. The 5th element on that day is Earth. But there is a lot of water on that day. What is the relationship with Earth and water? Earth absorbs water. That means on that day, a lot of investors go into the game. But from 2035, we are going into the period belong to wood. Wood grows from earth. The wood will destroy the earth. That means Bitcoin, the value will destroy.
Bitcoin hits 15,000.
Bitcoin is at $20,000 each now. This is insane.
The Bitcoin, the hottest currency in the world. In 12 months, investors have driven value up 1,500%.
2017, the year the price of a single Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, valued at nearly $20,000 per Bitcoin. Less than 10 years since the cryptocurrency was unleashed.
Right now, today as we're filming this, May 22nd, is the anniversary of the first time anybody anywhere in the world used Bitcoin as money. And somebody paid 10,000 Bitcoins for some pizza, right? And so at the time, 10,000 Bitcoins was worth about 20 bucks or whatever was paid for the pizza. Today, 10,000 Bitcoins is worth somewhere in the ballpark of 100 million US dollars. So we should stop and think, why did an asset in the last 8 years go from being worth $20 to $100 million in just 8 years? And the reason is because it was useful and it was scarce. And so as more and more people started to use this scarce thing called Bitcoin around the world, the price went up and up and up and up.
Early adopters bought Bitcoin for next to nothing and watched the value of the digital currency as well as their fortunes grow.
If I冇買 Bitcoin 嘅話，而家可能仲係喺間公司打緊工，都係過緊啲好平凡嘅生活，都係同可能大部分嘅香港人一樣，都係每日都係起身返工、放工、返工、放工。時我買第一個比特幣嗰時就係23歲嘅，當時我仲係一個學生啦。嗰時都係啊，都係上網見到有人討論咁我就入去睇下喎，覺得幾得意咁我就買咗我人生第一個比特幣啦。因為呢個部車就係我細個嗰時嘅夢想啦，咁我就而家有能力啦，我就可以去完成咗我呢個夢想去。呢部車影第二，呢部話影第一嘅。比特幣比較革命性嘅產品啦。
So different people liked it for different reasons. The Chinese people like it because it was very volatile. The fact that it would go up and go down a lot in prices. So it served as a good sort of speculative tool, sort of for investment, for trading, for gains, for profit, for losses. And of course, the more pragmatic people who are tech savvy liked it because for Bitcoin mining, you could make money out of thin air. Literally, you put a computer, you plug it into the wall, and then you can make Bitcoin and make real money.
Mining is the backbone of Bitcoin. Computers plugged into the network compete to solve complex mathematical puzzles to verify every single Bitcoin transaction. The reward for doing this is Bitcoin.
If you're trying to now run a system that is completely decentralized, has no legal system involved in it, you have to kind of like just to create a system that people will trust and will actually still want to use despite the fact that there's nobody coordinating it. And you've got to incentivize people to keep that database running properly. So what the Bitcoin designers came across was the idea that if you as a miner could successfully and accurately update the database, you would be rewarded with the issuance of new tokens, or you basically essentially write in money for yourself. But the system makes it very hard to get to that point where you're allowed to record new tokens into existence.
In 2013, my wife and me, we are living in Venezuela and we are working in import and exporting from Hong Kong to Venezuela. Venezuela fall down in economical crisis and we lost the job. One of my friends told me he is mining. Then I said to him, okay, if you are mining, let's show me what you are doing. And he invited me in his home. He showed me in this moment one miner called S4. And he said to me, in this moment we are getting like $10 per day. Then I look in my wife in the age and say, this is the business. They only plug this to the electricity, get some internet, and he get $10 per day. We're gonna get rich.
The minimum wage in Venezuela is just over $6 a month, and the average family can barely afford enough food to survive. But electricity is cheap, and Vacano saw an opportunity in energy-intensive Bitcoin mining.
Then my wife and me traveled to Shenzhen. This is the bigger market of technology of the world, and buy this famous machine called miners. We buy in this moment 3 machines. We packing this in the baggage and we smuggle these machines to Venezuela and dream like, okay, let's go to be billionaires of Bitcoin. But in this moment when you're looking for in internet or YouTube about who to install this, nobody had a video, nobody explained nothing. Me and my wife tried to set up the machine. And when we unplug the first, all is okay, the machine is running. We unplug the second one, is okay. But when we unplug the third one, this do the explosion. Bam, and 3,000 go to the toilet. This is gonna disaster. In the city we live in is like 38 degrees. Then it's hard to control the heating. They start to beat like beep, beep, beep because they are so hot. I remember the 2 or 3 months we are mining, this is a total nightmare. We can't sleep, I fight with my wife every time. I say, it's your fault. She say, no, it's my fault. You choose this business. I say, no, but you support me. And this is so funny. I go total in desperation and my wife say, no, don't worry. Don't worry, we trust in this technology. We put all hope in this technology and we waiting. We waiting and we mining like 12 or 13 months. We recovered the inversion. We are getting per day like $25. Then we only take the calculator and say, okay, $25 per 360 day at the year. Sure, we're gonna get rich fast. Thanks to God and thanks to blockchain, thanks to Bitcoin, we are in good time now. We plan to have baby soon.
Bitcoin mining is designed to get more difficult with time. As more people mine and use Bitcoin, the amount of energy and computer power needed to verify transactions go up as well. Bitcoin mining became unsustainable for people like Vicano, and he shut down his operation in Venezuela. Instead, industrial-scale facilities, known as mining farms, popped up around the world.
Over the years, the Bitcoin algorithm has become more and more difficult to do, and now you need nearly a supercomputer in order to just unlock a Bitcoin every 10 minutes. So the way most people get involved today is by buying and selling on exchanges. And over time, these exchanges have become core pieces of the network, because really, unless you're going to invest in a supercomputer, it's the only way for you or I, or anyone really who wants to easily move in and out of cryptocurrencies.
What is an exchange? Well, an exchange is an online platform with a domain name or website. So people would actually can go in and buy the amounts of Bitcoin you want at whatever price you set it at. And if the price matches, there's a trading engine that would do price matching. If it matches, then your trade would get executed, much like a stock market order. In June of 2011, China had its very, very first online Bitcoin exchange called BTC China. When I decided to do a startup in 2013, I said I want to do it in Bitcoin. So that's when I cold called and approached BTC China, and I said, hey, how about we partner together? I want to join them. I want to invest in my own money, and I also want to do to be CEO of the venture and build it into a powerhouse as a Bitcoin exchange, starting in China and become a global company. Launching a Bitcoin exchange in China, a Bitcoin trading platform in China, we had always known it was in the gray area. What the question was whether years later we would get a license or whether it would become strictly illegal. So early April, Bitcoin passed that historic high, and my brother and I were messaging each other like, oh my gosh, it's gonna cross the historic high, you know, $26. Where is it gonna go? The sky's the limit. So that was a craze. So the November and December of 2013, that was a real high craze. And actually, our trading volume actually exceeded MT Gox at the time. So we, at that time, became the world's largest Bitcoin trading platform, Bitcoin exchange.
最近呢，一种名为比特币的网络虚拟货币逐渐的走进大众的视野。那么这个比特币到底是什么？它从哪里来？又能够做些什么呢？今天我们的节目就来关注这种神秘的货币。
Media started talking about it. So the CCTV, the state-run television channels, started doing programs about Bitcoin starting in May and then the summer. So a lot of the press started, international press. There was just overall more and more activity, more and more buzz about Bitcoin as the cryptocurrency, as a currency for the internet. And everybody wanted to get their hands on it. And we were just swamped with all the new account opening, people depositing, withdrawing money. And those were crazy days. We just hired a lot of people. And it was just a good mood. Everyone was happy to see Bitcoin go up. At the time, Bitcoin had gone up about 10 times from the price in the summertime. So it was very exciting.
Yes, the Bitcoin community changed a lot. In 2011, most people were or technology people or libertarians. Okay, there was the two wars that were into Bitcoin in that time. Then in 2013, 2014, there many financial people starting to get into the technology or see, okay, this is interesting from a financial point of view.
What you've seen over the past few thousand years is every few hundred years there's a big change in how human beings and societies transact with each other in the medium of money that they use. And during these pivotal changes, extreme fortunes are made and lost. Actually, my first day as a graduate was the Monday morning after Lehman Brothers had filed for bankruptcy. It was, I guess, kind of a shock coming from, as an intern in New York in 2006 and in Hong Kong in 2007, the height of the bull market, best years ever in terms of compensation for financial services professionals. And then, a year later, you join into the biggest financial crisis since probably the Great Depression. We all got into this game because we wanted to make a lot of money in a relatively short period of time. And so as those expectations changed, I think everyone in the industry was evaluating themselves and their careers and thinking, well, what can I actually do now with a very narrow skill set? I had heard about Bitcoin from reading an article on Zero Hedge in April when it had spiked up to $250. I went back and found the Satoshi Nakamoto white paper. I read that, was instantly interested in what Bitcoin was and could be, and started researching everything about it.
身价上涨了上百万倍。
Luckily, around October of 2013, the markets in China started going crazy. The premium to buy Bitcoin from a Chinese platform in Chinese yuan was between 20 to 40%. I took all of my dollars, I bought Bitcoin, I sent my Bitcoin to a few platforms in China, I sold it at a 20 to 40% profit over what it was worth outside of China for Chinese yuan, and then I took a bus to Shenzhen and I carried the legal limit of Chinese yuan out of the country every day for a few days. You can't actually take that much money out of China. It's just 20,000 yuan a day. Sometimes I would go with some friends, we go for lunch and then come back with the cash. I guess I decided that I wanted to do a real business in this industry. And so trading is great, but making a living trading your own money is extremely difficult. So I thought, well, what can I actually do to build a business where I don't need to make money calling the market correctly or putting on the correct trade? I decided that I wanted to start my own platform for the crypto coin industry. And that's where BitMEX came from. So our goal as a company is to become the largest exchange in the world.
When traders moved into the crypto community, they brought traditional finance tools with them, adding to the infrastructure of the crypto kingdom.
Like, original Bitcoin community didn't have like price graphs and, like technical trading analysis. All of that was lifted straight from the normal financial sector. That's what they use in normal finance. And then suddenly all that language just like infiltrated into the crypto community by like 2015. Suddenly everyone was like, putting Fibonacci charts and stuff, or like candlestick patterns. And this is what these traders do.
2013's frenzy ended up being a bubble, and the price of a single Bitcoin stabilized. But the market cap, which is the value of each Bitcoin multiplied by the number of Bitcoins in circulation, had exceeded $1 billion. A strong signal that Bitcoin was on the verge of exploding into the mainstream.
From the get-go, we understood that, it's not about the price of a single Bitcoin, but rather the whole circulation value. But we knew it had a potential to be in the billions. And after thinking about it more, comparing it to gold, years later, I came to the conclusion that it's not going to be in the billions, but it's going to be in the trillions, meaning all the value of Bitcoin will be in the trillions.
Bitcoin is based on open source code, meaning anyone can download it, modify it, and release their own cryptocurrency.
Feathercoin is the next generation digital global currency designed for the internet.
Dogecoin is a revolutionary digital currency.
Litecoin is a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency that was created back in 2011 as a fork to the Bitcoin Core client.
Different cryptocurrencies emerged, known as alternative coins, or altcoins in short, but the mother of all coins remains Bitcoin.
仮想通貨の価格を決めるの、これがですね、国とか政府ではない。もう仮想通貨を買いたい人、売りたい人、この需要がですね、仮想通貨のプライスを変える。クリプトカレンシーというのは国のものじゃない通貨、もうみんなのものなんだと。それが仮想通貨の大きいことなんじゃないかと思っています。一番初めにですね、ビットコインが2009年にビットコインができました。で、初めは全く価格が動いてなかったんですね。ビットコインの価格が。で、2011年ぐらいからですね、ビットコインの価格が上がり始めまして、で、一番ですね、上がったのはやっぱりその昨年、2017年に価格が一気に上がりました。
We got 15 grand Bitcoin. Man, we are going
to the moon.
Yes, it is an explosion. A Bitcoin chain reaction just made billionaires overnight. People are celebrating, jaws are dropping.
In December 2017, it was a really interesting time because leading up to Christmas, there was so much excitement around Bitcoin especially, but crypto more widely as well. I know family and friends who over the Christmas table were investing in cryptocurrencies because they heard something was going on and it just drove the price higher and higher.
When the price of Bitcoin multiplied in 2017, so did the media attention and the demand for more Bitcoin. Money flooded in, ushering in a new era for the crypto kingdom. It was the gold rush all over again.
A San Francisco merchant, Brannon was a skilled craftsman of hype. Eventually, the gold rush would make him the richest person in California. But Sam Brannon never mined for gold.
When he started racing through the streets yelling gold, gold in the American River, he wasn't planning on digging for it, he was planning on selling shovels. And the first person who sold shovels got a lot more gold than the person who had to dig for it.
These are mining casings for 4U rack. During this gold rush, what happened was many people were always rushing for making the GPU mining systems and to make the money out of the mining. These are the casing with the body and the fan. But there were other group of people who started bringing these stocks to sell to the mining people who are using it for mining. So these are the new kinds of people who wanted to supply and make money because of this gold rush. So these are the mining racks, these are the mining power supplies. Basic items went up to like 40 to 50%, and on graphic card even it went up to 60 to 70%, which was a big jump. That season was between October to December, and November it was at peak, November end and December first week. So without asking any question, they just said, okay, make for me 3 systems, make for me 2 systems. So we were the first ones to start the gold rush to make the systems. Everybody was non-stop busy from morning to evening. One team was finding the stock, one afternoon we are checking the configuration, third we are checking whether we can deliver it on time. Kept us occupied from June to January. The stress was on like supply of stocks and fulfillment because many customers want to do advance booking. They even paid us deposit of $100,000 to book in advance. The business has grown more than 1.2 to 1.5 million turnover during this 6 months of business.
The number of crypto converts exploded, from miners in Asia to inspired artists in Europe. A physical crypto infrastructure also took shape. Pioneers invested their early profits to make the crypto space more user-friendly.
We are in Hong Kong, Wan Chai in the Hong Kong Island. And yeah, you can see this is a very old building, but actually we have a Bitcoin trading center here. So this is the main entrance of the trading center. Right here on the wall, we have the white paper, and this is the fundamental for the blockchain and also Bitcoin. We just put it on the wall because we just want people to know that they are already inside a crypto world. Yeah. And then we have 3 24 hours ATM, crypto ATM. We are selling 3 different kinds of coins here. The first one is Ethereum, the second one is Bitcoin, and the third one is Bitcoin Cash. With these machines, people can come here anytime and use Hong Kong dollar to buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash. It's just traditional currency to digital currency instantly. We also have a two-way ATM machine. You can buy the cryptocurrency here, or you can sell the cryptocurrency to us and take back cash from this window. Yeah, so we put our QR code here. So yeah, it has detected our wallet here already. This is the wallet address. So we can start to put the money inside. All right, and here's the receipts that you have already bought 500 Hong Kong dollar worth of Bitcoin. In Korea, there's a huge premium for the cryptos. 2017 December and also January 2018, people realized that if they fly to Hong Kong with cash and buy it in Hong Kong, and they can send the coins instantly back home, they can make a huge profit on this. In Korea, there's a 40% premium comparing to international price. So if they're carrying 80,000 Hong Kong dollars here to Hong Kong, they can make at least $15,000 to $20,000 per trip.
In Hong Kong, you can buy up to $15,000 worth of cryptocurrencies at ATMs without showing any ID.
Some of them are really aggressive. They try to do it twice a day as well. Every morning we can see around 20 to 30 people just lining up in the front door. Roughly, they have to wait around 4 or 5 hours a day just to buy the crypto. Every day around noontime, we have to shut the machine already because the Korean people already bought all our coins available for those machines. This is definitely just like a gold rush period. People see the chance and just grab it.
A cryptocurrency ecosystem emerged. But in such a high-stakes, volatile environment, great fortunes can be made and lost.
So for regulatory reasons, many countries still don't acknowledge or they outright ban it or dismiss it. There's the risk of prosecution. Like the reason Satoshi Nakamoto stayed anonymous was they were really scared that where the CIA or whatever, the NSA, the governments would try to put pressure on them or really pull them to jail to set an example, right? So that's why they remain anonymous. For the executives in this industry, it's a big problem. The security, one exchange just got hacked recently. I think it was a few days ago in Korea. We had a few exchanges hacked in Japan earlier this year. It's a tough industry. I'm out now. I sold my company. We got out of the exchange business so I could sleep well tonight. But for many of the owner, manager, CEO running an exchange, it's something that keeps you up at night.
To try and set her up with a Bitcoin wallet.
A few years back, there was a public experience in which some hacker was threatening to hurt my family and poison my mother and do all sorts of horrible things unless I paid them $10,000 in Bitcoin. And of course, I'm not going to pay some anonymous person on the internet $10,000 in Bitcoin for extorting me, especially since he could just extort me again the very next day if I were to pay him. So rather than doing that, I put up $10,000 in Bitcoin at that time, which today, as we're recording this, is now worth in the ballpark of, I think, $350,000. And so there's currently $350,000 bounty on information that leads to the arrest and conviction of that person that was trying to extort and threaten my family.
So much can go wrong in the crypto kingdom. There is a lot of noise, not much transparency, and no official watchdog.
Is getting serious, guys? Holy smokes, is getting serious? Director of a UK-based crypto exchange kidnapped in Kiev.
Breaking news. So Tether apparently has been hacked. Big surprise, guys. Tether has been hacked for over $30 million.
I'm gonna tell you how I lost $100,000
in cryptocurrency.
There's many ways to separate a fool from his money. Number one is greed. So I think a lot of people have seen maybe someone they know or a friend of a friend who's made a lot of money in crypto, and they think, okay, this is my way to buy something, and a few days later, I can go buy a new house, or I can, leave my job or whatnot. And, there are various individuals who will take advantage of, greed and the lack of a willingness to actually do work.
I think there's a few pieces to security. So there's your own wallet when you look after it yourself. I'll keep my Bitcoin on my computer. I'll keep my private key myself. What people quickly realize is that's, putting all those points of failure in one place is a bit of a risk. So they look to exchanges. They said, I'm going to leave my crypto on the exchange. They can deal with the security. And what we've seen is that some exchanges can and some exchanges can't, but it's another sort of point of failure.
A crisis for cryptocurrencies. One of Japan's biggest exchanges loses $500 million after a major hacking attack.
$500 million stolen from Tokyo-based crypto exchange CoinCheck.
The biggest ever hacking heist of digital money. More than $500 million worth of cryptocurrency called NEM, gone in a flash, stolen from the Japanese exchange CoinCheck.
CoinCheck, the leading Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange in Asia, says up to $500 million in NEM coins were stolen from CoinCheck's digital wallet.
CoinCheck のやっぱ特殊性は被害者が全国に170万人いて被害総額が2000億円であるという日本で歴史上おそらく一番大きな日本の歴史の中で一番大きな被害額被害人数の消費者事件であるということこれがこの事件の一番ユニークな点ですね。
なんでビットコイン取引はコインチェックがいいんだ兄さんまさか兄さんが知らないはずないだろじゃあ教えてよなんでビットコインはコインチェックがいいんだよ兄さん
多分コインチェックが2017年の12月頃から、日本の結構有名なお笑いのタレントを使って、コメディのような面白いコマーシャルを使って
ビットコインはコインチェックがいいんだよ
で実際にコインチェックはこの2ヶ月間の間に、顧客の数を膨大に増やしたっていう時期にあたりますね。顧客から見てると多分多くのコインチェックの被害者たちはドルとビットコインの違いもよくわからないで投資してた人たちじゃないかなと思います。ほとんどそのパートタイムジョブみたいなあまり収入の多くない人が親に頼み込んで、またはどっかから借金してきてでその借りてきたお金とかを原資にして、投資してで、借金は返さなきゃいけないけども価値は失われているでどうしたらいいんだろう。
だと思うんですけれども最悪のケースっていうのは何を想定しておけばいいんでしょうか企画として。
最悪のケースといたしましては顧客の資産が毀損し顧客から預かっている資産がお返しできないことだと考えております。
それはもう全くなくなってしまう可能性もあると。
その犠牲者に対して必ずしも同情的な人ばかりではなかったので被害者全般に対して攻撃的なコメントっていうのはいっぱいあったと思います。声を上げるってことイコールそういう同情的じゃない人から叩かれるっていうことをみんな心配していたと思いますね。
CoinCheck reimbursed most of their clients in Japanese yen. But the stolen cryptocurrency was impossible to recover. Blockchain transactions are irreversible.
Every year there's dozens of smaller exchanges that are getting attacked and these figures are like $30 million here, $40 million there. They're small numbers, but they do add up to that big $1.6 billion as a whole. We are going to see more of these hacks going on because it's such a big target now. Bitcoin's worth $120 billion as a market cap. So I think security is always going to be top of mind when it comes to cryptocurrencies.
While cryptocurrencies operate in a gray area in most of the world, Japan created a legal framework in 2017 and is able to enforce industry standards to protect investors.
We need to enter by using this card for security reason. That one is the trading room. Of course, this is happy sound for us, means the client buy or sell, right? If client buy or sell, we have an opportunity to make money. So this is happy sound for us. So we hope more ringing every time. All the cryptocurrency is managed by data, only internet. However, internet is very dangerous. Sometimes people attack to store your money. That's why we make this room, so that no internet attack is happen. This is a completely offline, so cannot steal the money from the online environment. Oh, sorry, this room, so ここって入れるんですよね。This room also I can enter. Only the system person can enter here.
あ、ここなんか変えたのかな、セキュリティ。最近なんか変えたかもしれないですよね。
This is the security room which we manage the client asset in offline environment. We use the USB. Here we hold the four USB here. And this is even though very small one, each USB has a client asset 5 million US for each one. So even though this small one, the value is very high. Yeah, this is maybe like a banking in the future.
What's so exciting about cryptocurrencies for me is by their technological design, they are above the law. No amount of violence can solve a math problem, and cryptocurrencies are based on the laws of mathematics. So even if politicians get together and pass all sorts of laws about this, the only way to stop them would be to turn off the entire internet in the entire world and keep it turned off. And I think at this point, even the politicians they're not even gonna try to do that.
You enter the crypto kingdom at your own risk. You are among libertarians, software developers, hackers, cyber criminals, entrepreneurs, dreamers, all looking to the future.
During the financial crisis, I was actually still a student, so I didn't know what was happening. But a year later, I found out that it actually affected a lot of my relatives, and it actually bankrupted some of the people I know. My generation, the millennials, a lot of people say that we have missed the boat because we are too late for land, and we are too late to they even say we are too late to start businesses because technology is really so advanced. So if our parents could get rich or financial security or financial independence through land, then what's in it for us? When I was growing up, my mom actually said, like, study hard, get a degree, you'll be rich. And I said, no, this is what happened to my grandparents, not me. Everybody has a degree now. So I kind of feel like that pot of gold that we missed out on as the world changes, cryptocurrency is kind of that thing filling in the gap right now. I've been an entrepreneur for about 7 years now. This is my second business. We came up with the idea of creating a multi-label store for cool and novel products a few years back because we saw that Singapore lacked fun experiential places whereby customers can not just buy something that they like but also have fun. Hence, there's foosball tables, there's arcade machines, and there's many other experiential elements in my store. This year, we are focusing a lot more on cryptocurrencies. So we are actually converting our stores to sell more crypto-driven products. I mean, we are retailers, so we understand what consumers want and like. And we realize that cryptocurrency is not just a financial product, but it's becoming a subculture, popular culture product. So we actually have a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency merchandise for people interested in understanding what cryptocurrency is about. So for example, this book is actually for those guys who don't really know what cryptocurrency is and they want to start learning about it. We have socks for the people who are a bit more fashionable and probably they invest in the coin and they want to identify themselves with it. Here I added some crypto facts for customers who don't know anything about cryptocurrency yet and they want to know what these terms mean. So here they are. The first one will be FUD. FUD stands for fear, uncertainty and doubt. So in a crypto market, if someone says stop spreading FUD, it means stop saying untrue things about my coin that will cause the coin to depreciate or crash. Next one will be OCD, obsessive cryptocurrency disorder, pretty much me. And the last one, my favorite, is actually wrecked. Okay, R-E-K-T, wrecked actually stands for wrecked, as in I'm completely wrecked by how bad my coins are right now. So actually this is our marketplace. We sell about 60,000 products here. January this year, we made it crypto only. So we stopped accepting cash. There are 7 coins accepted on this store. The first one will be Mega X, our very own coin. So when we created Mega X, we wanted to create something whereby small business owners can transact at no cost at all. Simply because this is kind of what they need to grow their business. Our vendors are selling things like iced lemon tea. It's $3 a cup. If you went through PayPal, you're taking off 50 cents per transaction. But if you use Mega X, it's completely free. So that's kind of the mission of what Mega X wants to do. We did an ICO to raise the funds to execute on that.
ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering, a revolutionary form of crowdfunding in the crypto world. You outline a business plan in a white paper. This is your sales pitch to a wider audience. You then issue tokens, usually in limited quantities. For a defined period of time, people who believe in your project can buy these tokens. The proceeds go to fund your project. The idea is that these tokens become coins, and the dream is that your coins become the next big cryptocurrency and go to the moon.
The fact that so many companies, big or small, doing ICOs or just looking at the idea of blockchain are considering using it from food to fashion to banking to insurance. The technology of blockchain is actually very powerful, and if people actually try to make this something that's applicable in their businesses, I think we will see a positive change all around.
Initial coin offerings inspired the crypto community to think of new projects beyond Bitcoin, projects that relied on its underlying technology, blockchain.
If a currency can be digitized, then other assets can be digitized as well. And many other things will be digitized. And what's beyond Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is really just digital currency. Can you digitize gold? Can you digitize crude oil, silver, stocks, and maybe artworks, intellectual properties? So we start to realize that. So many of us start thinking that, can we do something? We didn't call it blockchain yet. We call it Bitcoin 2.0. 2.0. So we have lots of offline meetups everywhere in China, Beijing, Shanghai, Hangzhou. We call it Bitcoin 2.0 meetups. And Vitalik was in China be part of this meetup.
Vitalik Buterin was a rising star in the crypto kingdom. In 2013, this young gifted Russian Canadian drew up a white paper on a project he called Ethereum.
The second side of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin blockchain, is something that I think has been seeing a bit less attention maybe in the first few years, but interest is also picking up. So here are some of the first applications of Bitcoin, not as a form of money, but Bitcoin as a form of distributed consensus.
The general feeling was another altcoin. Yeah, I didn't think it would be as important as a Bitcoin for the longest time. But I read his blog. I saw his team. I was like, wow, you have such a lavish team. Then I realized this is something different.
In late 2013, Vitalik, very young at the time, 18, 19, how old were you?
When I created Ethereum?
Yes.
Yeah, 19.
19 years old, created what is the most exciting project in the space since Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever that is, originally created Bitcoin.
So I put a lot of money into his ICO. That time, by putting in my own money, I'm a believer.